against different people with different styles across various platforms.
Oh.
It's just not as conducive to like deep learning and skill development.
Wow, I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah.
So a unified community could actually elevate the level of play overall.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And for you listening, imagine what that could mean, a more competitive scene.
Yeah.
Easier ways to find matches, maybe even learning from the best players out there.
Exactly. And this is where Swanee 3's approach gets interesting.
Okay.
They're not just focusing on the competitive aspect.
Right.
They're really trying to create a whole ecosystem around online dominoes.
Yeah, their Domino Entertainment YouTube channel is a good example of that. They've got segments like Domino and Convos, literally just conversations with players.
I love that.
And it's not even just about the game itself. It's about the culture and the personalities within the community.
It's a smart strategy.
Right.
They're tapping into a trend we see across a lot of social gaming.
What's that?
It's becoming less about just winning or losing and more about the shared experience.
Yep.
The entertainment, the community aspect.
Right.
Think about platforms like Twitch and the rise of esports.
Yeah.
It's all about content creation and building a fan base.
So could Domino's be heading in that direction?
Potentially.
Could we see professional Domino streamers someday?
It's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Wow.
Especially given Swanee 3's focus on supporting what they call small business creatives within the community.
Okay.
Yeah, they've even provided a few PDFs outlining their plans for monetization and helping players build their own brands.
Okay, let's dive into that because I'm seeing some seriously savvy business moves here.
Okay.
One PDF, Empower Your Online Presence, goes deep on things like creating dynamic link in bio pages and running targeted social media ads. This is the kind of stuff that can make or break you in the online world.
Absolutely.
Right.
And what I find particularly interesting is their emphasis on a hybrid approach.
Okay.
They're not just talking about online strategies,
Yeah.
they also have plans for live events like the Domino Battle Extravaganza.
I'm looking at the PDF for that right now, and it sounds wild.
It is pretty cool.
They're talking about combining virtual tournaments with in-person meet and greets,
Yeah.
creating a space for players to connect both online and offline. If this domino wave really takes off, it's not just players who stand to benefit.
Right.
It's entrepreneurs, content creators, anyone who's passionate about the game
Exactly.
and sees the potential here.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And this idea of individual empowerment within the community actually leads us to one of the most intriguing concepts we found in your research.
Okay.
The love economy.
All right. This is where things get really interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The fan-based PDF goes into detail about how this model works.
Okay.
And it has the potential to fundamentally change how domino players interact and even earn a living.
So like imagine domino fans subscribing to their favorite player's channel
Right.
to get exclusive strategy tips
Exactly.
or sending virtual gifts during a live stream.
Exactly. Or even think about tiered commission structures,
Whoa.
where fans can become affiliates promoting their favorite players and earning a cut of any sales they generate.
That's a wild.
It's a model that's already proven successful on platforms like Patreon and Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to consider how it might apply to dominoes.
This is blowing my mind a little bit, but before we get too lost in the future of the love economy,
Yeah.
I do want to point out that your research doesn't just focus on dominoes in isolation.
Right?
It also touches on the broader world of mobile social gaming.
Right. And I think that's a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
To really understand where dominoes might be heading, we need to look at the trends impacting the entire gaming landscape.
Okay.
Things like the integration of VR and AR, or even the gamification of everyday activities.
So if those trends are shaping the entire industry, how might they specifically affect dominoes? What unique opportunities or challenges exist?
Well, that's a question we'll explore further in a bit. But
Okay.
before we move on, there's one final point from your research that I found particularly thought-provoking.
But I think it's safe to say that online dominoes is way more complex and fascinating than we might have initially realized.
It really is.
There's a huge and passionate community, innovative business models are emerging, and the game itself is evolving alongside some really mind-blowing tech trends.
Indeed. And for you listening, the key takeaway here is that this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
The dominoes are starting to fall, and the chain reaction is only just getting started.
So what does that mean for you?
Right.
Maybe it's time to explore this online domino world.
Yeah.
See what all the fuss is about. Maybe it sparks an idea for a new business or a creative project.
Right.
Who knows? But one thing's for sure. This deep dive has shown us that even a simple game can have a surprisingly complex and impactful story.
I completely agree. As we're talking about these broader tech trends and their potential impact on dominoes, it makes me think about one source you shared, the social side of gaming. The author really dives into how mobile gaming, dominoes included, is changing the way people connect.
Yeah, that one was a fascinating read. It really hit home how easy it is to find people who share your love for dominoes, no matter where they are in the world. The author even highlighted some games like Words with Friends and Pokemon Go, where people actually formed real-world friendships through playing.
And that's a crucial point, isn't it? The social element is woven into the very fabric of dominoes. It's always been a game there, but online platforms are amplifying that connection in ways we couldn't have imagined before.
So the book also doesn't shy away from the potential downsides, especially when it comes to addiction. There's a whole chapter dedicated to the risks of spending too much time in the online gaming world.
That's an important reminder for all of us, really. While gaming can be incredibly beneficial for social connection and even cognitive skills, it's crucial to be mindful of our habits and set healthy boundaries. The book actually offers some practical tips for mitigating those risks. Things like setting screen time limits, taking regular breaks, and consciously choosing to engage in other activities offline.
It also stressed the importance of fostering a positive and supportive community, one with clear guidelines and rules of conduct to ensure everyone feels safe and respected.
Absolutely. Creating a healthy and inclusive environment is paramount, especially in a game like Dominoes, where social interaction is so central to the experience. And this brings us to another interesting concept. You shared the idea of merging the online domino community with social audio platforms.
Yeah, this ultimate cross-community domino and social audio camps hybrid document outlines a pretty ambitious proposal. They want to bring dominoes to the Fanbase app and create a truly immersive experience.
It's a fascinating concept, blending live audio interaction with online domino play. Think about it. You could be playing a game while simultaneously trash-talking with your opponent and hearing the reactions of other players in real time.
And it's not just limited to the online world. They're also talking about hosting hybrid events in Las Vegas, where virtual tournaments would be combined with in-person meetups. Imagine that domino enthusiasts from all over the globe converging on Vegas to play Connect and Party.
It's a bold vision, but it really highlights the growing trends of merging online and offline experiences. We're seeing this across various industries, music conferences, even fitness classes. The lines are blurring, and it creates some exciting possibilities for how we interact and build communities.
And they seem to have a solid plan for making it financially viable, too. The document dives into their revenue model, which includes things like sponsorships, leveraging Fanbase's love economy for monetization, and even offering tiered commission structures for affiliates. They're clearly thinking about the long-term sustainability of this project.
Which is essential, right? For any idea to truly flourish, it needs a solid foundation. And speaking of foundations, you know what else caught my eye? This idea of using mobile live stream production to actually turn your passion for dominoes into a profit.
Oh yeah, this monetizing your social gaming Facebook group page, PDF, was a real eye-opener. You're talking about people building careers around live streaming their gameplay, and not just in dominoes, but across various gaming communities.
It's a fascinating example of how the digital landscape is reshaping our notions of work and entertainment. People are building audiences, engaging with fans, and generating income by sharing their passion for gaming. It's a testament to the power of community and the entrepreneurial spirit that thrives online.
They even provided some really concrete tips for making it work, using platforms like Patreon, exploring crowdfunding options, even negotiating sponsorships. It makes me wonder, could we see legitimate domino influencers emerge, people who are actually making a living by playing and teaching the game online?
It's certainly not out of the question. If you think about the trajectory of other gaming niches, it seems like a natural progression. As the domino community continues to grow and embrace these trends, I wouldn't be surprised to see a rise in professional domino content creators.
The PDF really emphasizes that it takes more than just being good at the game. You have to create high-quality content, engage with your audience, and understand the business side of things. It's about building a brand, a community, a whole ecosystem around your passion for dominoes.
It's a fascinating example of how hobbies are evolving into something more in the digital age. The lines between leisure and profession are blurring, creating new opportunities for individuals to pursue their passions and make a living doing what they love. And this leads us to another exciting development. You uncovered the Domino Social Expo.
This one blew me away. It's basically a virtual convention for domino enthusiasts, bringing together players, influencers, and entrepreneurs from all over the world.
It sounds like a fantastic opportunity for anyone who wants to explore the social and business side of Dominoes. And it aligns perfectly with the trends we've been discussing, community building, online engagement, and the blurring of lines between the virtual and physical worlds.
They have sessions on everything from platform tours and domino strategy workshops to live podcast recordings. There's even a featured vendor selling domino-themed jewelry and accessories.
It's incredible how much creativity and entrepreneurial energy is swirling around this game. And it's not just limited to online activities, they're also hosting in-person domino tournaments. So it's a true blend of the virtual and physical.
What really struck me was the emphasis on community building and social interaction. They have a dedicated domino authority. We'll be offering strategy workshops and book-themed challenges. And they're not just focusing on dominoes. There's even a spades tournament to appeal to a wider audience and bring in card game enthusiasts as well.
It's a smart strategy, right? By diversifying their offerings and incorporating elements of other games and activities, they can attract a larger audience and potentially introduce new players to the world of dominoes.
And they're not forgetting about the entertainment factor either. They've got live DJ sets and themed playlists. It's like they're creating a whole domino-themed festival experience.
It's reminiscent of those large-scale gaming conventions like PAX or E3. They understand that creating a fun and engaging atmosphere is just as important as the games themselves. This Domino Social Expo seems like a microcosm of everything we've been discussing. The growth of the community, the entrepreneurial spirit, the blend of online and offline experiences, and the focus on entertainment and connection. It's like they've taken all the elements we've been analyzing and woven them together into one grand event.
It's like all the dominoes are lining up perfectly ready to set off an epic chain reaction.
Oh.
Or even thinking about sponsoring domino events and leveraging Swanee3's expertise in hybrid events. Behind the domino community, it could provide the resources and infrastructure needed to take things to a whole new level.
It would be a significant step forward, offering a level of validation and support that could propel the community into the mainstream. It's like they're laying down the foundation for the future of online dominoes.
So we've covered a lot of ground, but there's still one crucial element we haven't explored yet: the game itself.
Right. We've talked about the community, the business models, and the tech trends, but we haven't delved into the strategies and skills involved in playing dominoes online.
That's where we're heading next. Get ready to dive into the heart of the game, where we'll uncover the secrets to success in the online domino world. Stay tuned. All right, so welcome back. We've explored the community, the business side of things, even how tech is shaking up the game. But none of that matters if you don't know how to actually play, right?
Right.
Luckily, your research has got us covered there too.
Yes. It's fascinating how these sources approach the game from different angles.
Yeah.
We have beginner guides, advanced strategy breakdowns, even discussions of different variations in tournament play.
Oh, wow.
It really speaks to the depth and complexity of dominoes as a game of skill.
Totally. There's one source in particular that stood out to me: The Art of Dominoes. A strategic approach to social gaming.
Okay.
It's like they took everything I thought I knew about dominoes and turned it up to 11.
It's a great resource for anyone who wants to go beyond the basics.
Yeah.
They cover everything from tile counting and opponent reading to advanced techniques like blocking and trapping.
Okay.
It really highlights how much strategic thinking is involved, especially in the online format where you can't rely on physical cues as much.
Right, and they don't just throw complex strategies at you.
No?
They also emphasize the importance of foundational skills, like patience, observation, and analyzing probabilities,
Right.
which are skills that are useful well beyond the domino table.
It's interesting how a seemingly simple game can provide such rich insights into decision-making and even human psychology.
Totally.
Understanding your opponent's tendencies, anticipating their moves, weighing the risks and rewards.
Yeah.
Those are all valuable life skills, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and it's not just about individual skill either.
Right.
Some of your sources, like that Ultimate Cross Community document we talked about earlier, delve into the dynamics of team play and tournament strategy. They really emphasize communication, coordination, and having a shared game plan.
It's a reminder that dominoes, even in the digital realm, is still a social game at heart.
Totally.
Success often hinges on how well you can collaborate and strategize with your teammates, just like in any team sport.
Okay, full disclosure time. I'm more of a casual domino player.
Okay.
But seeing all this strategic depth is making me want to up my game.
I love it.
Thankfully, you included the perfect resource for someone like me: Online Dominoes for Beginners.
Ah, yes, that one is a great starting point.
Yeah.
It covers everything from finding a reputable platform to understanding basic rules and etiquette.
Perfect.
They even break down simple but effective strategies like focusing on blocking your opponent or knowing when to fold if you have a weak hand.
It's giving me the confidence boost I needed to maybe dip my toes into the online domino world.
I'd love to see it.
And hey, maybe after this deep dive, you'll join me for a game.
Challenge accepted.
Bye.
But jokes aside, I think this whole exploration really underscores the point that dominoes is much more than just a pastime.
Totally.
It's a community, a skill, a strategic challenge, and even a potential business opportunity in the digital age.
So true. This deep dive has been a wild ride through the online domino universe.
It really has.
We've uncovered a vibrant community, innovative business models, and a game that's both strategically rich and surprisingly complex.
It's been a reminder that even something as seemingly simple as dominoes can evolve and adapt in the digital age,
Yeah.
offering new avenues for connection, competition, and creativity.
And for you listening, I hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and maybe even inspired you to explore this world for yourself.
Yeah.
Whether you're a seasoned player or a complete novice, there's something here for everyone.
So go ahead, find your community, learn the game, and maybe even discover your own unique domino effect.
That's a wrap on this deep dive.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep on learning, exploring, and connecting those dots.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're looking at today.
Okay.
But with a digital twist.
Yeah.
You know,
I like it.
you've sent us articles, YouTube videos, even a whole PDF on virtual dominoes.
Oh, wow.
Clearly, you're fascinated by how this classic game is changing online.
It is a fascinating evolution.
Right.
I mean, dominoes has always been social,
Yeah,
but the internet is taking it to a whole new level.
totally.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to unpack what's really going on in this world of online dominoes,
Okay.
why it matters, and what opportunities it might hold for, someone like